Okay. Okay, good afternoon everyone. Today we are going to be talking about verbs. As we know, verbs means actions. So when we talk about actions, we can use actions to talk about abilities, what we are able to do. So for example, when I say I can sing, or I say I can dance, or I want to say I can draw well, or let me give you another example. I can sing, but I can't dance. That would be an example of ability. So ability means what you can do or what you can't do. So today we are going to be talking about this. Just to let you know, these are called modal verbs, or another word for it is helping verbs. If you notice, we can use words like can or can't, like what you saw in my examples earlier. So when I say I can dance, it means dance is the action, but can is a helping verb. It gives more information to the verb dance. Okay, so if I say I can dance well, so it means dance is the verb and can here is the helping verb, giving more information about the action dance. Okay, so this is what we're going to be looking at today. So before we proceed, let's start with the two truth and one lie game. So this is how the game goes. I will demonstrate how it goes. I am going to tell you 3 statements about myself, and you are to guess which out of 3, which one is a lie and which other 2 are the truth. So we'll see who here is able to guess the statement about me, which is a lie. Okay, let's try. So the first statement about me is that I can speak 3 languages. Second statement about me is that I have traveled to China before. And the third statement about me is that I like Malay food. So, can any of you guess which is the lie?
You travel to China, teacher?
Travel to China? Aha, I'm afraid you are wrong. Try again. Anyone else?
Don't know, teacher.
Don't know? Okay, you here, please try. Okay, looks like no one has guessed it right. I will reveal the answer. I can speak 3 languages, that is right. I speak Malay, English and Punjabi, my native language. I have traveled to China, that's right. I have been to China, to be specific, a place in southern part of China called Guilin. This was about maybe about 5 years ago. I went there to a university and I taught the students there for 4 months. So that is true. So which is the lie then? I like Malay food. The truth is, I do not enjoy Malay food as much. My favorite would be Western and Thai food. Okay, so now I would like all of you to take about 2 minutes to write 3 statements about yourself. So just like how I demonstrated, you can think of meaning out of the 3 statements. One should be a lie. You will read it out later and your friends will guess which is the lie. Okay? Okay, now that our game is over, I hope that you have enjoyed it. Let's now zoom into our subject for today. So everybody, as you can see, like I told you earlier, we can use modal verbs which usually come before the verb, or also known as helping verbs, in order to help explain the action or verb better. Now, can, can't, or able to are the 3 common forms that we use. The thing is, when we use can't or can or can't, we must use with a base verb. What I mean by a base verb here is, let's look at the example that I mentioned just now, dance. I cannot put ed, s, es. I cannot put that. Meaning to say whether my subject is I, he, they, whether it is one person or many people, this one here stays as the basic or the original verb without any endings, without any endings to the verb. So this would be the base verb. Not dances, not dancing, not danced. Okay? So that's what I mean by base verb. Now, so for example, you say, I can sing, but I can't dance. So that's the base verb. Now, if we don't use this, we can also use this. It's exactly the same meaning. But you have to be careful with the be verb. If it is, as you already know, you would say is used for a singular person. For example, you say Joe or Susie or he, she, my auntie. You say is able to drive. Okay? If am, you know, we use it for I only. So I am able to bake well. An example. And are, as you know, we use it for you. So you are able to speak well. Okay, these are the examples. So now, we use these to talk about ability in the present, meaning at the moment, in the present time. How about if I want to talk about an ability which was in the past? Meaning in the past but no longer true now. Slightly different. Instead of using can or can't, we use could or couldn't. So same thing, could or couldn't plus base verb. So base verb, like I mentioned earlier, the verb has to be basic or original without any addition, without s, es, ing, none of that. So could if it's positive, couldn't if it's negative. So, for example, I want to say, in the past, I could run really fast. So, meaning it was an ability, I was able to do that in the past. So, maybe it is an ability, maybe right now I am not able to run as fast as I used to. So, I could run faster in the past. Maybe now, when I run, I can run maybe, you know, I can run for 100 meters, or maybe more than 100, no, maybe now only 100 meters. But in the past, when I was a student, when I was fitter, I could run further than that. So I can say, in the past, I could run further, or I could run faster. Okay, but so that would be an example. If you do not use this, other options would be just like this just now. But in the present, we use is, am, or are. But if it's past, we use was or wasn't. So you say, in the past, I wasn't able to speak English. Okay, maybe an example. A person who couldn't speak well then, but a person who can speak now. So the person might say, I wasn't able to speak English well, but now I can. Okay, so that would refer to an ability in the past. Okay, so yes, that's the same thing. Just remember base verb. Now the final thing is, okay, there is something that I need to add on, which is in your book on page 170. It says here, you can also use can and could with senses, meaning when we talk about what you see, what you hear, what you smell, feel or taste, you can use it with can or could. An example here is, from the top of the mountain we could see for miles, or I can hear a strange noise coming from upstairs. Okay, so you can use can and could to describe senses as well. Okay, so meaning senses, if you are describing senses now, I may say something like, I can hear the sound of the aircon. Or if I want to describe senses, but something to do with the past, maybe I want to say, last night I could hear noises from my surrounding. Could hear. Okay? Now that's one thing. And the final part is, if you ask, can I talk about, how about talking about ability in the future? Simple. All you do is, if you notice, we use can and can't, could, past, present. But is there a form in the future? No, we can't use can, we can't use could, we use will be able to. So like what we saw here just now, we use is, am or are for present. We use was or weren't for past. Future we use will be able to. Now same thing, will be able to, base verb, meaning you will say, okay, I am busy now, I can't talk to you, I will be able to meet you or talk to you later at 2. Will be able to talk to you later, or I'll be able to meet you at 2. Okay, that is future. And this is the last thing, which is present perfect. Okay, as we have already learned, present perfect means using has or have plus past participle, meaning something that has or has not happened somewhere in the past, but is related to the time of speaking. Example, if I ask you, have you had your lunch?
Yes, teacher.
I'm using present perfect, meaning you had lunch somewhere in the past, but it is related to now when I'm talking to you. Okay, so this is something we have already spoken about. So if we are using for present perfect, same thing, hasn't or haven't been able to plus base verb. Let me give you an example. Say your teacher has given you a task to do, but it is over a week now, and you have not completed it. So you may say, I haven't been able to complete my homework. I haven't been able to complete my homework as I have been busy over the last few days. Okay, so that is how we can use this. So what we have looked at here is today is what we call modal verb or helping verb to talk about abilities. Okay, for the present, past as well as future. Okay, so now everybody, I'm going to give you some time to try out an exercise on page 120 of your book. Sorry, 112 of your book. So you can try out the exercise, exercise 2 on page 112. I'll give you a few minutes to do so. Okay everyone, let's look at number 5. Many of you have got this wrong, so let's try to understand the question and see why we have got it wrong. So the sentence is, I bought my tablet PC more cheaply online, but in fact I bought it from my local computer shop. So it means this person had the option of buying it online or from a shop, and what this person did was, this person chose online. That is the meaning of this sentence. And then it says, but I bought it from my local computer shop. So this means that this person had a possibility in the past, meaning it was possible for this person to buy it online, but this person chose to buy it from a local computer shop instead. So we are looking at an ability or possibility in the past. So meaning to say, the answer here would be I could have bought my tablet PC more cheaply, but I bought it from my local shop. Not I could buy, because here we are talking about an action that has already happened in the past, but is related to the present time, to the time of talking. So present perfect is suitable here.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody, what we have spoken about today is modal verb for abilities. There are many other reasons. We can use it to talk about possibility, to talk about rules, what you are allowed to, what you are not allowed to do, and so on. But today we have just focused on one aspect, which is abilities. So yes, that's all about it. So yes, I hope you have understood and enjoyed our lesson.